This is a letter that I wrote to my grandma, who I fondly called Motamummy, which in Gujarati roughly translates to elderly mum. We've also got Mata Papa sitting up the front, who you'll hear about and you have heard from mum. So, dear Motamummy, where do I start? Do I ask you how the weather is where you are? Heaven, I presume. If it exists, there isn't a doubt in my mind that you would have a VIP pass through those pearly gates. Or should I launch into the things that I do on Saturdays now that you're not there to come and visit? Or perhaps let you know that your husband is okay, that he misses you fiercely, that he misses you more fiercely than anything I could even begin to imagine, but his face is as brave as ever. There's so much to say, so many questions to ask, so many memories to reminisce, but here I am finally talking to you and I have no idea where to start. I miss you. I miss visiting you on Saturdays at Kimberley home where you spent the last few months of your life. Those visits evoked emotions so raw that I'm not sure describing them through words can really do them justice. They were often equal parts immense sorrow and immense admiration. Sorrow for seeing how much of who you were, the reason for his existence, slowly and painfully. But jumbled in with all this sorrow, I often left Kimberley with a heart so full it was on the brink of overflowing. It was filled with an admiration for the immense, intense, and untainted love that I saw at every turn in that place. It was unbelievable. It was a love so pure, I just couldn't really wrap my head around it. I'm talking about your friend Helen, whose husband would be there every single day, sitting by her side, reading the newspaper with her, speaking to her calmly as he turned the pages for her and taking care of her every need. It seemed she barely even knew who he was. I'm talking about the lady in your ward who would scream hysterically for hours on end, whose daughter would visit her every day after a full day's work and sit with her for hours through all the mindless screaming. I'm talking about the staff who treated you like nothing short of their very own mother. But most of all, I'm talking about your husband, who cared for you in a way that I simply can't describe. I guess if you were to come back to us for one day, and I could tell you just one thing, it would be simply that while everyone wishes for someone to love them unconditionally, your husband exemplified it in its purest form. Singing was one of the only things that calmed you, and he would sing with you for hours, the same songs over and over again. He would feed you as if you were his very own child, with patience and tolerance. He would tie your shoelaces. He would read you the alphabet, or read the alphabet with you, and gently stroke your hand or face to calm you. Often it would be hours that you would continually ask questions or say things which didn't make any sense to us. He wouldn't ignore you or tell you to stop speaking nonsense. Is it better without the mic? No. He would answer you in the calmest and most loving of ways, without any hint of losing his temper. He would help you shower, often while you yelled at him as you didn't know who he was, where you were, or what you were doing. But he would continue to do it because his hardship was secondary to your well-being. And the thing is, 95% of the time, no one was there to thank him for what he did. To recognize his pain, to see what he was doing for you. You weren't there, you didn't know what he was doing, no one ever saw that. He did it plain and simple because he loved you. If there was a love to aspire to, if Cupid were to put his finest work on display, your story would be front and center. But his devotion to you was matched equally by your devotion to him. In your younger years, before this illness took your very character away from you, you took care of his every need. You left him wanting nothing. Your caring nature is astounding towards your husband, but also to everyone else. You would almost always have house guests staying with you because generosity just came so naturally to you. So when I reflect on all of this, on the content of your character, on how much love you brought into this world, there's a part of me that can't help feel a twinge of anger. Why you? Of all the people in the world, why you? And why my grandfather? He's the most loving, jolly, and generous of people. Your hearts individually and collectively are so pure, so giving, it just doesn't seem fair. I guess some things don't have an explanation, or perhaps it'll become more clear as I get older. There are many things in life I am yet to learn, some of which I'm sure you would have taught me if you were still around. What I do know is that seeing you and your loved ones go through those last 3 years taught me a lot about humanity. It showed me that life isn't always fair, but you've just got to play the hand you're dealt. My grandpa, your husband, has done that with his head held higher than you could have ever imagined. It taught me about loving someone the same, even though they no longer are the same person. And it also showed me that there are genuinely good people in this world. Some mentioned above, but so many more that took care of you before you moved into the home and on your journey with dementia. Some of the kindest souls I've come across has been as a result of walking alongside you in these last few years of your journey. Motamummy, I want you to know that you have left your mark on this world. As I sit at my dining room table writing this letter, it only takes me looking up to the windowsill to see your beautiful smile looking down at me, and all the fond memories come rushing back. It seems fitting that I can see you from the chair where I eat, because your expression of love and kindness could be seen everywhere, but tasted most distinctly in every delicious meal you served. Thank you, Motamummy and Motapapa, for giving me such great examples to aspire towards. I will be forever grateful for all that you have done for me, and I will always endeavour to model your values in my own life.